We're in the settings page now. There's a lot of boxes here. I'm going to show you what are the ones that you should actually care about. There are a few things that you can change and a few things you don't want to touch at all. I'm going to start with the most important ones and then work my way down. First and foremost, we need to pick a phone number because the calls cannot be made without a number. Further, we're going to scroll down, find caller ID, and put a number in here using which you want the agent to call from. Once you do that, you have to quickly verify that number through OTP, and that's it. Now your agent has a number to call from. Next, we need to give your agent a voice. So we're going to come back up here, select a voice. Before you actually select, click on this little play icon over here so you can listen to these voices first. Quick tip here, always go for the ones that are marked as ultra realistic because those are the ones that sound ultra realistic. Cool. Next, pauses. I like to leave it at 0.2 so the agent has a natural pause between sentences. If you don't want the agent to pause between sentences, you can change that to 0. Or if you want a longer pause, you can always change that. And it comes down to your personal preference. And the temperature. The values on the temperature will decide how much your agent sticks to the script. 0 means your agent is going to completely stick to the script, and 1 means it won't be afraid of going off script and getting creative with the responses. Again, I'd like to leave it at 0.2 in most of the cases so the agent has a little bit of leeway when it comes to responding to the leads. And then we go down to model. You're going to change this to latest model if yours is set at default because latest model is just better. And then we come to interrupt. This will decide what the agent does when a contact interrupts when the agent is speaking. We got 4 options here. You can hover on the info button right here if you want to know about all these. But in most cases, you would just want to go with barge in reply, which means the agent will shut up and listen if the contact interrupts and then answers their question before moving on with the script. And one more thing you should definitely change is disconnect calls automatically. You should figure out what's the longest your calls can take in seconds and put the number in here. So your contacts are not having a 3-hour long conversation with your agents and burning through your budget because it's costing you to make these calls. Next, we come down here to voicemail detection. You should just leave this at true. And then we go to check user. When this is true, the agent will check for the user when they're inactive. So if they're not speaking for 10 seconds, it will check in and say, hey, are you still there? If you leave it at false, it won't do that. Few things that you don't want to touch are language code because this will change the language of your agent. You should change this if you're creating a bot for a different language. For example, if it's French, change this to FR. If it's German, change this to GE. But if you need your agent to speak English, just leave it at EN. And then ASR, just leave it at Genesis Echo. Gateway and transfer gateway, just leave them at Twilio. After you play around with the settings, click on update settings and we're done.